Welcome into Overreaction Monday. This is Chicago Bears Now. My name is Harrison Graham, coming off that tough 28-21 loss to the Packers at Lambeau Field yesterday. Got more thoughts, takeaways from this one, so let's go ahead and dive on in here. First, is the Bears' defensive line the clear weak link for the Chicago Bears? I think that is a pretty clear yes. For Smokin' Jays, the Bears' defensive line, in my opinion, is pretty obviously the weakest part of this football team. They don't get pressure when they don't blitz. And yesterday, when they did blitz, it didn't even matter. You couldn't get home. Montez Sweat had the one sack. He usually flashes for a play or two, but you're asking him as a number 2 to be a number 1. The rest of the group, I feel like I haven't seen Javon Dexter make a big play in weeks. Grady Jarrett's fine. Austin Booker's okay. They just don't have the guys. I mean, they've lost a few guys. That hasn't helped, but not like Dio Adengbo was lighting it up. Shamar Turner was slowly coming along, and it's forcing Dennis Allen to probably blitz more than he wants to. Well, they couldn't get home on those blitzes, and Jordan Love absolutely eviscerated the Bears against the blitz. My guess is in 2 weeks they will not blitz as much, and they'll try to play better coverage on the back end. That's one thing that stood out from this game. Not only did your D-line struggle, but your secondary didn't play as well as it had been either. Just no pressure. We've said it all year. This defensive line isn't that good. You know, you've seen some moments, you've seen some flashes, but I think pound for pound, when you break down this football team, it is pretty clearly the weakest link on the team. They're just not an impactful group. They have some decent to good individual players, but they don't have that top guy. It feels like it's Montez Sweat, who's a good starter, and a bunch of decent rotation players. Javon Dexter's a decent starter. Grady Jarrett's a decent starter, but neither of them are impactful enough, and I think it was the biggest reason why you lost. Their defensive line popped, and the Bears didn't, so that was unfortunate to say the least. All right, guys, thank you guys so much for 144,000 subscribers. We crossed it during our watch party yesterday. We're on the road to 145,000. Win, lose, or draw, we're bringing you guys daily content, so hit that subscribe button. We got you guys covered on a daily basis, all things Bears, so do not miss out. Okay, Caleb and the Bears must start faster. 3 Smokin' Jays. For the most part, this is true. Now, every game's different. Sometimes you come out fast. Sometimes you start slow. Felt like earlier in the year they were actually better early in games, and now they've been better later in games. So it's kind of been topsy-turvy. You look at the last 5 weeks, I would say 2 really bad first halves against the Giants and the Packers offensively. 2 okay first halves, 10 points and a half. It's not bad. I mean, that's on pace for 20 in a game. That's below average, but that's not horrific. They were good against Pittsburgh, and they needed to be because in the first half their defense was getting torched. The consistency just isn't quite there yet from Caleb and for as a team. I think these games, each week you kind of don't know what you're getting early. And look, tough game on the road, a lot on the line, disjointed. Those things happen. But ultimately, you probably lost that game yesterday because you just didn't have much in the first half. And Caleb Williams in the first half, 6-13, 32 yards. Second half, 13-22, 186, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Just a lot better. Just a lot better in the end for Caleb. It actually may have been 186 totals for 154 in the second half. Whatever it was. And forget the stats. If you have eyes outside of the very last play of the game for the Bears, Caleb played a really good second half. Made a lot of big-time throws, 4 or 5 that come off the top of my head. Instantly, Ben got him into a nice rhythm. A couple of plays off platform, too, that were really nice. The Zacchaeus touchdown, the Cole Kmet scramble drill up the sideline, a couple others as well. You just need more of it throughout the course of the game. And there's just still too many moments. And it's not even just a Caleb issue. It's like there was a play to Luther Burden underneath where Caleb's throwing to him on the run and Burden stops and sits in the hole. So there's still just these moments where it's like, are they on the same page? Doesn't feel like they quite are. The passing game just isn't quite in sync. It feels like it's close. Like that second half, there was a lot of promising signs, but just not enough over the course of 60 minutes. Great Caleb Williams game against the Packers, A, B, C, D, or F. probably in that B minus, C plus range. The pick at the end was killer. I mean, we can debate the play call, whatever. If he throws it earlier, it's probably a touchdown. So I thought his second half was like a B plus, A minus. Obviously, the interception lowers that grade. First half was, a D. So, C plus, B minus. A lot of good in there, but it's not quite fully in sync. And I don't think it's just Caleb. I think it's everything. The play calling, the protection, the O-line. The O-line played much better than the second half. The receivers, it just feels like it's close. We'll see if we get that more complete performance moving forward. All right, more to break down and react to from this game as we turn the page on the Packers. But we are sponsored by PrizePicks, the best daily fantasy sports app out there is PrizePicks. The holidays are here. It's the best time of year for sports, bowl games, basketball matchups, playoff pushes. It's all happening at once. And while you and I are out here making decisions every day, what gifts to buy, what to eat, which games to watch, there is one place where it feels good to be right. That's PrizePicks. I've had the season from hell in my season-long fantasy football league. I think I'm done with that. I'm all in on daily fantasy. I can try new players every single day. It's very simple, 2 to 6 player lineups, pick more or less in their stat projections. You don't have to go to this 2-hour draft and play the waiver wire, all that stuff. PrizePicks is just it's the present, it's the future. I'm all about it. Pick more or less on 2+ player lineups on the stat projections. You're good to go. Simple play lineup for tonight. I took more on A.J. Brown's receiving yards. He's gone for more than 100 the last 2 weeks. And then Kamani Vidal. I know Marion Hampton is back, but I do think this will be kind of a split back situation. The Eagles gave up 281 to the Bears last week, so I think Vidal will still have a role and still be impactful. $20 to win 60 on this 2-player lineup. Download the PrizePicks app today. Use our code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That is code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, it is good to be right. All right. Can you get DJ Moore involved for Smoking Jays? Look, we could talk long-term. We could talk big picture. Harrison, do we trade him this offseason? Is he going to be here? Though we've had those talks. My guess is he won't be. But he's here right now. Rome Odunze is injured right now. This is what you get out of DJ Moore. And again, I'm not even fully blaming DJ Moore. And I trust and I believe in this coaching staff a lot. And I've said it. I don't think this team and this staff views DJ as a top-tier player. For whatever reason, I don't know if it's a bad fit. I don't know what the case is. You got to get more out of him, though. He's making $28 million per year. Rome is out for God knows how long, and even if he's back, he's not going to be 100%. You can't get more than a couple gadget plays designed to him. Like I know on that very last play, he slips open. He's the third option on that play. They're not even designing plays for him as a primary read, and look, maybe there's reason for that, but you can't tell me you can't get more out of DJ Moore. You have got to get more out of this guy. Forget if he's going to be here next year or not. We can discuss that in the offseason. Right here, right now, number 2 has to be a factor. I don't know what it's going to take. I don't know what they have to do. But in a game where you knew Rome Odunze wasn't going to play going into it, you get 1 catch for -4 yards out of DJ Moore. I don't think he got a single target on a normal route downfield. I mean, it's shocking. They try to screen to him, blown up. It's just like, bro, he's more than a gadget play merchant. Now, we can debate how good of a pure receiver he is route running this and that. Is he a true 1? Probably not. He's probably more of a 2. They don't even treat him like a 2, it feels like. And again, I'm not even blaming I'm not blaming necessarily DJ, the coaches, Caleb. It's clearly a collective effort here, but we got to rally the troops here and find a way to get DJ more involved in this offense because he's too good of a player, regardless of what type of player he is, to just be a total non-factor in a game of that caliber without Rome Odunze. Okay, some other takeaways. Kyler Gordon's injury. We talked about it briefly in the postgame. I mean, what a disaster. You give this guy 3 years and $40 million, and I don't even blame Poles. He had some minor soft tissue concerns through his first 3 seasons, but when he's out there, he's one of the best Swiss Army knife nickel, just hybrid defensive backs in the league. He's played 2 games. I mean, he pulls his groin in fucking warm-ups. It's his 3rd soft tissue injury of the year. I mean, just the season from hell from Kyler Gordon, and you wonder if this is a problem moving forward. I mean, we'll see this year if and when he returns. It would be his 4th time trying to get back. I don't really have expectations for him helping this team this year at this point, but I'm more concerned about the long term. Like, this contract is really just beginning. I mean, you're stuck with him for at least another year, and I hate to use the word stuck with him because I do think he's a really good player, but man, what a disaster. I mean, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, outside of the pick yesterday, didn't play great, but thank God you got him on board or you'd really be in a tough spot. So I don't know what his status is going to be moving forward. As of now, we don't have an update, but man, that's been a disaster, to say the least. You hope he can get back and stay healthy, but he got back and he played one game, couldn't even get through warm-ups of the next game before pulling a groin. What a mess. Okay, let's talk about the last play one more time here. I'm sure we'll get questions on it on our live show. But, like, to me, multiple things can be true at once. Caleb threw a poor ball, probably threw it too late to Cole Kmet. I still think when he threw it, if he throws it to the back of the end zone, Cole's got a chance at it. But if he throws it earlier, if he sees it a little earlier, it was clearly the second read after Swift in the flat. He can throw that touchdown. It just threw it a tick late, floated it short. Not a good ball. Didn't set his feet. You know, last week he didn't set his feet, and it was a beautiful throw. He's capable of making that throw off platform, but didn't make the play. But I think we could still be frustrated about the play call. Now, it was there. DJ's the third option was open. I think it's a little tough on a 4th and 1 to get to your third read there. I mean, in a high-pressure bang-bang situation. But, you know, the play was there to be made. So I'm not crucifying the play design or, you know, the opportunity that was there. It's not like you ran a play fake and everything was covered and you just got blown up. Like, the play could have been made. So I am fully acknowledging that. But, like, to me, your identity is physicality with your offensive line and running the football. Like, I understand Caleb Williams got you back into the game in a big way, made a lot of big plays, including on that drive. That's great. You're still going to need him after that play. To me, 3rd and 1, Enigbare makes a great play to stuff Monungai. Okay, go back to the well. Like, I think you lean on your offensive line there and run the football. So, again, multiple things can be true. Bad ball, late on the throw. I'm still not going to say I loved the play call, though. Like, I just thought it was unnecessary to run a play-action boot in that situation. But that's what they did, and it didn't work out. And then Jaylon Johnson, player I'm a big fan of, a player I've defended, a player I've been excited that he's been able to get back on the field. A massive moment in this game, and I don't have access to the backside angle yet, but I remember seeing the slow motion on replay from Fox. Josh Jacobs on this play, if you look at the screenshot here, on 3rd and about 1.5 yards, it's really 3rd and 2. The TV copy says 3rd and 1. It's 3rd and 2, just under 2 yards. He's got 3 guys around him. Jaylon Johnson has no interest in getting his nose in there and making a play. And Jacobs went for 21 yards, and they end up retaking the lead in the final minutes. 3-4 minutes left. Dude, you got to, at minimum, throw your shoulder in there. If that tackle is made, Matt LaFleur's got a big decision on his hands. I mean, look where Jacobs is and look at the defenders. He should be tackled at the line of scrimmage. At most, get to the 27 there, and it's a true 4th and 1, and then LaFleur's got to make a decision. Do I kick it, go up 3? Do I go for it on 4th down? At minimum, that's got to be a situation where you're forcing them to convert a 4th down. That was unacceptable effort. And if you see the backside angle, and I encourage you to go watch it, if the All-22 comes out or if you see the clip on social media, I'm sure it'll emerge. Dude, no interest in making that tackle. No interest. I don't even think he touched him. He might have stuck his hand out there or something, but, like, that's unacceptable in that spot. I understand you're coming back from injury. You got to throw your shoulder into a guy. Like, you don't need it's not like he needed to be outside contained. There was a defender on Jacobs' hip already. Like, he wasn't interested. That felt like a business decision. Like, come on, man. You're making $19 million per year. You busted your ass to get back, and in a huge moment, you give me that effort. That's not good enough. That's just not good enough from Jaylon Johnson, one of your best players. And, you know, it's only 2 weeks, but I don't feel like he's really made an impact since he's been back. So, you know, I'm willing to give this time, obviously, but, man, that was disappointing to say the least. All right, before we get out of here, updated look at the playoff picture. Crazy. You lose one game late in the 4th quarter, and you're the 7th seed. There is a bit of a buffer between yourself and the teams on the outside looking in. Now, Detroit does currently have the tiebreaker. Obviously, the Bears will play them again. You play the 49ers too, so you can control your destiny there. And you play the Packers again. So you actually control your destiny to the 2 seed still. So that's the good news. The bad news is if Green Bay sweeps you, it's probably coming down to those final 2 weeks. Detroit and San Francisco needing to win at least one of those. So first things first, you got to beat the Browns this week. That gets you to 10-4. And then, you get your crack again at Green Bay. And if you win that game, you can very well win the division again. But first things first, got to beat the Browns next week. And this thing's nip and tuck. I mean, there's a real chance where you're not going to have control or clinch the playoff spot heading into Week 18, and that Lions game is a must-win. So ways away from that, but it's crowded in the NFC for the second straight year. Will the Bears make the playoffs? Type Y for yes, or you can type in for no. I still think they will. It's not going to be easy, though. Got to handle the Browns and then probably find at least one more win, if not 2. Who knows? So it's going to be very, very challenging. All right, that's going to do it for Chicago Bears Now. Appreciate everybody for tuning in to this episode. A little Overreaction Monday. Hit that subscribe button. More to come. Bear down.